For finishing Unit 11, it's time for talking about something really interesting about our country. Well, let me show this picture to you. This picture shows 5 of the blue zones that exist in the world. Blue zones are zones in the world where people used to live more than expected. Those 5 zones in the world are number 1, Loma Linda in California, United States, Sardinia in Italy, Ikaria in Greece, Okinawa in Japan, and yes, amazingly, Costa Rica has one of them, and it's in Nicoya. So it's amazing, it's amazing knowing that Costa Rica has one of these blue zones in the world. So remember, it's places or zones in the world where people used to live more than expected. All right? We're going to talk one of these zones. Sadly, it's not about Costa Rica. It's about Okinawa in Japan. On page 110, there is an article that talks about this blue zone in the world. This article is called Living the Longer Life. Their grandparents live past 100, but the island's next generation may not make it to middle age. So this is the thing. I'm going to read the article. I want you to take notes if you feel okay with that. Make sure you understand because you're going to need that knowledge for completing the quiz and the exercise about this article. So, are you ready to follow the reading with me? Let's read. It says, every morning, I would say Sayu Toguchi rises at 6, like at 6 in the morning, and exercises in the front yard of his home in Okinawa. He prepares a breakfast of rice and miso soup. Well, there you may have a picture of what miso soup is, with spinach. Spinach, that's the way you pronounce it. Spinach. Spinach. And egg. Then he tends his nearby farm, where he grows vegetables. At 5 p.m., he takes a hot bath and cooks homegrown radish. What's radish? Well, you may see a picture there. We have of those here in Costa Rica. Homegrown radish with pork for supper. Supper means dinner. He reads newspapers, does his own laundry, and takes the bus to the nearest town when he needs to. It's nothing out of the ordinary, until you consider that Toguchi is nearly 102 years old. Lean and fit. Lean means thin. Toguchi jokes that his secret is a special drink he takes before bed. Garlic, honey, turmeric. What's turmeric? Well, it's that root that you may see there. It's like some sort of family of ginger. And aloe mixed with local distilled liquor. His sharp mind, sharp in this context means smart, and high energy may be rare among the elderly in other regions of the world. But he is not so unusual in this part of Japan. Indeed, Okinawa has the highest proportion of centenarians in the world, 39.5 for every 100,000 people. It's amazing. It's an amazing number. What's their secret? In 2001, 3 specialists published a study of the locals' longevity in a book called the Okinawa Program. The authors found that elderly Okinawans had remarkably clean arteries and low cholesterol. Heart disease, breast cancer, and prostate cancer were rare, which they attributed to the consumption of locally grown vegetables, tofu, and seaweed, accompanied by rigorous activity and a low-stress lifestyle. But increasingly, Okinawans are living more like Americans. That means less beankurt means tofu, and walking, more burgers, and stress. Only recently did Okinawans begin to recognize how the changes in diet and lifestyle were endangering their health, and it now seems unlikely that the island's children will live as long as their grandparents. Doctors and government officials are urging Okinawans to return to their roots. Ryukyu Shimpo, the local daily newspaper, has begun a series of articles on longevity. We want to give a warning to our people, says editor Takenori Miyata. We will cover every area concerning our health situation, from history to culture, and from produce to what measures we should take. One approach is to target the island's school children. At Hohoku Junior High School in Naha, the lunches often include local dishes. I like Big Macs, but I would rather eat more Okinawan food to stay healthy and live long, says Masats. Sorry, I'm not Japanese. Masatsugu Uemura, 15. The principal, again, another Japanese name, Yayoko Ishikawa, says the Okinawans believed for decades that their lifestyle was scorned by the rest of Japan. It has taken such a long time to realize what we had was a treasure for longevity. Ishikawa says, we should start teaching our children about traditional foods and how the people lived. After all, few people know how to age well better than Okinawa's old folks. Alright, on page 111, there is an exercise, and I want you to pay attention to this exercise because based on the previous article, you are supposed to answer this exercise. Let's start reading the instructions, and they say, look at the slides. Slides, that's the word in English for diapositivas. Look at the slides for a presentation about the Okinawa community. Using the article, make the necessary changes to correct the information presented in the first 3 slides. Write in the missing information for the 4th slide. Alright. In slides 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Okay, only those 3. There are questions, and each slide has some answers. In the case of slide 1 and 2, one of the answers is wrong. In the case of slide number 3, 2 of the answers are wrong. So you have to identify which answer or answers are right and which ones are wrong based on the article. And the quiz for this video will test your level of understanding, okay, to see if you could see which answers are wrong. And in the case of slide 4, you have to answer this question, and it says, what is being done to make people aware of the benefits of the traditional diet and lifestyle? In this case, well, yeah, you're supposed to write, but since we are having this format or type of education which is virtual, you are going just to simply answer a multiple choice exercise identifying the answers or the best answers for this question. So, test your knowledge. Answer this exercise in the quiz of the video and see you next time. Take care.